directors at the Horn Farm Center. This is the farm that's over in the eastern end of York County, near the Susquehanna River in Pelham Township. You can see it if you go down Route 30 towards Lancaster. Look off to the left, you'll see a big sign there that says the Horn Farm Agricultural Center. Okay, and we also have some telephones here. But at any rate, the point of the Horn Farm Center is that you own it. If you live in York County, you're the owner of the Horn Farm Center for Agricultural Education. The county leases it to us. We're a nonprofit organization that has set up this educational center. And what we do there, there are two main functions. One is to try to educate the public to begin to buy locally grown food. Why do we need to buy locally grown food? Because we did a simple calculation and showed that the public in York County is paying $900 million, not $9 million, not $90 million, but $900 million to buy food for their table or to buy food for the restaurant. And of that $900 million, only 1/2% is grown here, food that's grown in York County. So that 99.5% of your food that the people of York County eat is coming from outside. And I liken that to bringing pineapples to Hawaii, because here we have the greatest farmland in the world, probably. Right. The Horn Farm is certainly one of them. It's a 250-year-old farm. Been farmed continuously for 250 years. It was going to be turned into a industrial plaza, and about 10 or 15 years ago, a group of us got together, and in 2 weeks we sent a petition around. We got 2,000 signatures, went back to the county, and urged them not to pave over that farm. And so we now have there a farm that is beginning to grow farmers. That's what we grow now. We decided that we can't just grow food in York County. We have to grow farmers who will go out and grow the food. And so we have a group of young farmers over there now. We started last year. We call them I can't think of the name. Incubator farmers, right? And what that program is that farmers come on with. Some of them have very little experience. They have some prior experience working with working on other farms. But they come there, we provide them with low-cost land, low-cost equipment, and low-cost storage and refrigeration, so that they can begin to start a farm on a small scale and begin to set up their own business. After 3 or 4 years, we urge them to leave the farm, make room for the next farmer to come in and take their place. And they go out, in the meantime, they're producing food for local restaurants and local food markets, so that when they leave, they have their own business pretty much started, and they can either, by getting on FarmLink on the internet, they can either hook up with a low-rent farm or a farm that will be in the range where they can purchase their own land. So this is an idea. So we recycle then the farm. We're just starting this. This is just a model system. In answer to the move, I would go home totally depressed. I mean, seeing what's happening to these farmers that are struggling to try to make a living on a small scale. And we want to encourage people to go into farming. A lot of young people feel they can't make a living in farming because it's too oppressive with the regulations and so forth. But we can demonstrate that you can make a living as a young farmer, and our farmers are doing very well. And I would cite the case of Lancaster Farm Fresh. 7 or 8 years ago, they started with 7 farmers, and they formed a co-op. This is the Amish people. They were growing organic product. They were making 7 cents on the dollar. For every dollar of food that they sold, they got 7 cents back. Which is not a very good profit. So they formed a co-op. They now have 70-some farmers in that co-op. They're making 70 cents on the dollar, because what they did was they got control of the food chain from the bottom up, from the land all the way up to the with refrigerated trucks. They go as far as New York now, and they sell their food there as a delicacy in the restaurants in New York City, and so they're making a good living. And you can do it. We want to do that model here. We don't have that here in York County, but this is what the Horn Farm is looking at as a model for what we would have. We would like to collaborate with them and form our own group here in the county, so that young farmers can participate and make a good living. But basically, that's where we are. So there is a positive side. This is a very negative film, but I don't want you to feel that nothing has happened, because there are good things that are happening, and people are beginning to wake up and be more conscious of what's going on in the large agricultural business. That's all I have to say. If you have any questions